Natalie, welcome back to my sewing vlog, The Seaside Sewist. So this video is all about my trip to Paris and my fabric haul and wandering around the fabric shops. So quick one, I can't speak French, I pronounce most places and things wrong, so please just bear with me. I will try and put up along here the actual spelling of an area or a fabric shop. So we went to Paris Monday to Friday of last week, and on the Tuesday we went on a bit of a ramble, as we do everywhere. I think we did about 70,000 steps over 3.5 days, which is what you like to do in 28-degree heat, but there you go, that is a city break for you. So what I'm going to do, I think, is right at the end of this video I'll put a little bit of footage in of things that aren't particularly fabric related that we got up to. So I'll let you know when that's coming up, so if it's not your thing and you want to skip it, then that's absolutely fine. So the fabric area in Paris is near Sacré-Cœur, which is in Montmartre. It's up a hill, and we got there and I knew we were near the area of the fabric shop, so we had a little look on Google Maps, and I said to my husband, oh, it's literally around the corner. Well, it's like a little fabric district. If you've never been, it's like a little fabric district over 3 or 4 blocks. There's loads of different fabric shops, so there's some really cheap ones with really cheap fabric, you know, more like a market but within a unit. And there was 2 main fabric shops that I knew I wanted to look in. So the first one, which I'll put a picture in now, oh, I totally actually forgot what it was called, Sun Marché. I'm really sorry, Sun Marche. Now this was over 5 floors, and to be honest with you, it was just really overwhelming. So the first floor had maybe sort of your cottons and your twills and, you know, your more universal fabrics. Then the second floor was viscose and silks, and the third floor was something else, and the top floor was upholstery fabrics. Now, we know how bored husbands get. I literally left him sat in a park and I went off for a wander. So I did have a good look around that first fabric shop, but as I say, I found it really overwhelming. The stuff was really greatly priced, but I just found it quite overwhelming. So I came out of there, and over the road was another shop called Rain. I'll put a picture of it in, and this was a dream. I loved this shop. It was set out so well. It had like little some sort of big sort of beds of fabric bolts or fabric rolls, and then it had a little tiny model where they'd made a tiny dress, so it was showing off some of the fabrics. And this is the shop that I bought. I did only buy 2 fabrics in Paris. As I say, I was quite overwhelmed with it. So I think what I've bought I'm happy with. So as what you do, you go around and you choose what you want. Don't touch it, don't move the bolts, but then you go and find a member of staff and they follow you around and they cut it all off for you and write it all down and take it to the till. So I chose some broderie anglaise. This is going to be so hard to show on the camera. It's like a striped broderie anglaise. So let me see if I can show you this. So you've got like a stripe here of one type of pattern, then you've got a scallop, then you've got another type, and then a scallop again. So this is in white, it's in a brilliant white, and I've got 1.65 metres of that because that was all that was left. The broderie anglaise was very, very popular, and I'd actually took 4 ready-to-wear tops on holiday with me, and they were all broderie anglaise, so I just find it, I think it's just a really classy, dainty fabric. So that was the first one. Bear in mind as well, what I didn't want to do in that heat was carry around heavy bags as well, so that's one of the reasons I didn't buy a lot. And then the next fabric is, I think it's a cotton twill, and is this one. So it's a black background with all these sort of tropical leaves and flowers on. So it's quite a stable fabric. You know, I do work with a lot of viscoses, but it's nice to have a stable fabric where it's going to show a pleat on a skirt and things like that. So you can hear the quality of it. So I got 2 meters of that one. Now I'll just get the receipt. I think for this one was £13.90, so nearly €14 for a metre. So that was about €28, and then the broderie anglaise was £12.90, I think, and I got 1.6 metres of that. So I spent in that shop €48 on 2 fabrics. It wasn't particularly an expensive fabric shop. It had a whole Liberty section, so there was price points for everyone. But so I think it worked out about £42, which, you know, is fine. That's what I went for. That's what I went, not what I went for, but I went shopping for fabric. So coming out of there was a lot of sort of that was on the main sort of road, and then down some of the side streets there was where you could get the already cut cotton to maybe 3 meters, and you get 3 meters of a cotton for €10 or whatever. I could have looked around and probably spent a lot more money, but as I say, I didn't want to have to carry it around. I did ask in the shop where I bought this if they could post it back to the UK, but it got quite confusing, and in the end I thought, oh, do you know what, I'll just buy this and take it. So what else did we do? On the Wednesday we went on a day trip, a 12-hour day trip to see some chateaux in the Loire Valley, which was really good. So we saw a couple of chateaux. We stayed in a village, or not a village, I think it's a city actually, of Blois for lunch, which was lovely. And then the chateau that we went to see on the afternoon, there was also a small wine tasting, so that was very different. So that was a long day. We were up at 5:30 and didn't get dropped back off until 7:30, but really glad we did it. And then we did the normal touristy stuff, the Eiffel Tower. We didn't go in any galleries or museums this time, but we did do a lot of walking and sat in a lot of sidewalk cafes and sampled the food. I was pretty gutted actually, because Paris is known for pastries and cakes and lovely things like that, which I've put in a bit of my footage at the end here, but couldn't have any of it because I've got a dairy intolerance now. I couldn't have any of it, and it wasn't badly priced, and it looked too good to eat really. So as I say, I'll put a bit of footage in at the end of the video now, and please give me a like. Have you been to Paris and seen these fabric shops? Is there any other cities that have really good fabric shops? I know New York have got a few. I wasn't into dressmaking when I went to New York last. I've heard Amsterdam have got quite a good fabric district as well. So let me know, and next time I go to a city I will choose one that I can do some fabric shopping in. So please subscribe if you want to see more content from me, and I will leave you with my Paris footage. Thanks. Bye.